Hello, dear friend. This is your weekly astrology horoscope. And here we are actually in front of another exciting but also turbulent week. We are having a lunar eclipse on Friday. We are also having an opposition between Mars and Uranus. There are a couple of challenging Jupiter aspects, but also positive Pluto aspects. So overall, the week is really active. We have many aspects, and it's still a time of big transformations and also some possible surprises. But the important thing is that at the end of the week, things are about to shift. Because on Sunday, the sun will move to Sagittarius. And from there, we are shifting into a new season, so to speak. So some relief is coming soon. Plus, the following week will be much easier and calmer. So this week, exciting, provocative, important, but at the end, things can shift. So let's get started with our daily horoscopes. And to make it even more convenient for you, I will put the list of the events in the description below, so you can check specifically each day and the aspect we have during this time. So on Monday, there is a square between the Sun and Jupiter. Major aspect, which triggers two fiery planets, the Sun in Scorpio and Jupiter in Aquarius. During this time, we may focus on our goals and we can make some changes when it comes to our priorities. When there is such a square, it's also possible that we may feel unappreciated or like we deserve more or we want to have more. And that's totally fine because this is also a great motivation to do something new, to change our priorities and potentially to grow and evolve. So keep in mind that on Monday, you may need to make some changes in terms of your goals. Maybe not only for the day, but perhaps as a more general perspective about the future. Plus also the moon is in Aries on Monday. So we have lots of energy and desire to take action. When the moon is in Aries, we feel this braveness and courage and impulse to move forward and to do something. So overall, the day can be productive. Even though we have the Sun-Jupiter square, we can still make important changes and also take action. On Tuesday, we have a different situation. The Sun is having a positive aspect, a sextile with Pluto. And this aspect is important, first of all, because Pluto is currently the ruler of the Sun. The Sun is still in Scorpio. And this is a double and really positive connection between the two planets. So we may feel really empowered and motivated and kind of like committed to do something, to change something, to transform something. And this is especially positive if you have some career decisions to make or financial decisions or investments. This is a great time to focus on work, business, and also resources. The moon is still in Aries on Tuesday, so we can still feel this urge and motivation to take action, and we may feel courageous and really inspired to move forward. On Wednesday, we have one of the most interesting but also potentially challenging aspects, an opposition between Mars and Uranus. So those two planets have this opposition once in 2 years. So this is quite rare and also quite special. And it's interesting that the two planets actually share many things. They have many things in common. Both of them can be impatient and very independent and kind of risk takers. So when there is this opposition, it means that this energy can be extremely strong. Not really balanced, not really harmonious or gentle, especially on our nervous system, but we may feel this strong desire to be more independent, to take some action, to make radical changes. Especially if you have any planets in the signs of Scorpio or Taurus, or if you have an aspect between Mars and Uranus in your natal chart. For example, I have a square, so I expect that this will hit me quite hard, but not necessarily in a negative way. It really depends what we do. So what we should do if we are triggered by Mars and Uranus, make changes. Not try to hide, not try to avoid the transformations, but face the challenges and make the necessary changes. Also embrace this energy of taking some appropriate risks. Keep in mind that this combination, Mars-Uranus opposition on Wednesday, is also bringing higher risks for potential traumas or accidents or confrontations or impulsive actions that we may or may not regret later. So keep it in mind. And also when it comes to financial decisions, this could be a time of changes and transformations. Something unexpected, something quite surprising may show up related to investments or financial stuff or energy and resources. The moon is in Taurus on Wednesday, which can help us to tune in more into this Taurus balanced, grounded energy. So what can help is literally to focus on being more grounded. Take a walk, do 5-minute exercise, workout, or whatever helps you to feel more grounded. Eat appropriate food. So by being grounded, we can allow this energy to kind of like go smoother on us. So Wednesday is one of the most intense days. Then on Thursday, the situation is again different. So look how things are going like ups and downs through the week. Very interesting. On Thursday, we have some relief coming from Neptune. Mercury is having a positive aspect with Neptune. In the water signs, Mercury is in Scorpio, Neptune is in Pisces. And this aspect can help us to embrace more peaceful energy, to be a little bit more relaxed, especially mentally. This is very important. Relax your mind. Meditation, yoga, whatever works for you. Just taking some time to maybe have a nice sleep, whatever it is. But allow your mind to relax. And through this relaxation, you may have new intuitive ideas, creative ideas. You may feel and understand things on a very different level. So this aspect can really calm down the situation. Also, there are 2 quintiles on Thursday as well. One of them includes the Sun and Saturn. And the quintile is an aspect of change. So we might want to change something business related or related to our schedule or responsibilities. Also, another quintile we have is between Mars and Pluto, the 2 willpower planets. So perhaps it's time to make changes when it comes to our commitments, the actions we are taking, and perhaps to feel more empowered as well. The moon is in Taurus as well. And this is, again, very helpful to feel more grounded, to feel more connected with your body, and to focus also on some practical and concrete tasks. On Friday, we have the big lunar eclipse. I won't talk much about it because there is another video coming soon. I will post it on Tuesday, and it will be all about the lunar eclipse. So stay tuned. And also, we are going to explore how we can use this time to let go of things, to liberate ourselves. And liberation will be a very important theme of this lunar eclipse. Because there is also a trine between Venus and Uranus. And this is about emotional freedom. Releasing negative emotions or emotions that you've been stuck with for a long time, and allowing yourself to experience new emotions. It's actually quite interesting. There are different studies about what kind of emotions the normal person goes through on a regular basis, let's say on a daily or weekly basis. And the findings are both interesting but also quite strange. It seems like we all have some pretty common emotions, which are specific for every one of us. So, for example, some of us are experiencing more anger on a regular basis. Others are more connected with sadness or apathy or whatever. But we all tend to have this thread of adopting some patterns, emotional patterns. And we tend to go back to those same emotions over and over again, whatever that might be. So when we have this combination of lunar eclipse and also Venus trining Uranus, it's time to let those emotional patterns go, to leave them behind your back and embrace, or at least open yourself for new emotions. So Friday can be especially transformative, and there's a huge focus on emotions and liberation. On Saturday, we have a square between Mercury and Jupiter. This aspect is also about some kind of changes in terms of our ideas and plans. And again, we keep having this pattern. Day with harmonious aspects, day with challenging aspects. Positive, challenging. And again, Saturday will be a day of some possible shifts and time to reassess things and also make changes when it comes to your plans, new ideas. But again, don't be afraid or don't be bothered if you are also frustrated. Because this is a square, it's totally normal if you feel frustrated. But this can motivate you to make the changes. So when it comes to some kind of social arrangements or let's say appointments, meetings, or even some kind of gatherings with other people, those may go through some kind of changes. In communication, things may also be not very, very smooth, but that's because some changes are necessary. The moon is in Gemini on Saturday, which actually emphasizes even more the importance of planning and analyzing things and finding a new perspective. But at the same time, we have to remain focused on the present. See, this is one of the things that may also be triggered. Mercury and Jupiter have a very different focus. Mercury is more about the present, the details, what we can see here and now. Jupiter, it's about the future, our plans, our visions, our dreams. So we may have some kind of disharmony between those two areas. But the moon is also in Gemini. So we have to prioritize more the present and be grounded and analytical. This is very important. And finally, on Sunday, we have this ingression of the sun, which is moving to Sagittarius. So it's kind of like a new season coming ahead and a new phase. So things will look in a different way for the next 1 month. We may focus more on spiritual growth, on optimism, plans and visions about the future, and all the other exciting things that Sagittarius can bring us. Plus, on Sunday, there is another positive aspect between Mercury and Pluto. There is a sextile. Again, Pluto is the ruler of Mercury, which is in Scorpio. So it's about analyzing something and going deeper and exploring something. It's amazing for energy work or anything else which requires concentration and intuition at the same time. And the moon is still in Gemini, so keep your mind sharp and focused and pay attention to the details, and the day can be actually pretty nice and positive. So this is how the next week looks like. Again, so interesting, those ups and downs, and they don't necessarily need to be ups and downs. They're just shifts between something kind of more harmonious and something kind of disharmonious, or something that requires relaxation and then harder work or effort. So this is a pretty nice dynamic. Thank you so much for joining me. A few notes. Again, in the description you can find the aspects, the list with each day. Also, we are about to have a webinar about Venus retrograde. So if you want to join us, Venus is turning retrograde next month. And if you want to learn more about this, you are welcome to join the webinar. If you are a member of Mars Stars, you will get this invitation together with your membership, so you don't need to purchase this webinar separately. And of course, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask me. I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoy those videos, please like them so that I will know how you feel about them. Thanks again, and I will see you soon.